Thanks.
Oh, yeah, you put some jars in it.
Well,
Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. We're talking about copper, so we're setting up some jars of copper. Please.
That's heavy.
That's all we got. Okay. So, see anybody starting out with some questions?
Here, Ammo
What's
silver.
up? What's up? All right. So, silver is $112. So I know a lot of people are looking at the 1 ounce silvers or even the 10th ounce silvers and thinking that those are pretty expensive to be going into right now. So some people are looking at these 1 ounce coppers. I know some places are selling some even $10. And mostly what I want to explain to you is the actual melt value of an ounce of copper, as well as the premiums associated to these types of products. So an ounce of copper in pounds, priced in Troy pounds or Troy ounces like silver and gold. These are, it's called avoirdupois. That's the AVDP that you see on all of these ounces. AVDP ounce, which is roughly 28 grams. So I have a scale here. I'm going to show you.
Oh, you found it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Been looking for the scale.
Dragons.
Been looking for this scale for a while. Training with lions.
Training with lions. Training with lions. I was just thinking about dragons as well.
Oh, yeah, my dragons. All right, so here we've got 1 ounce of copper. You can see it's 0.4 grams. Let me see if you can see that super well. 28.4.
Can you go zoom in?
No, you can't see the bottom of it.
Oh, okay.
That's all right. So 28.4 grams. And the price is roughly $6.
Here's a calculator. What do you need?
Could you look up the spot price of
I'm not prepared.
Copper? Last time I checked, it was when the markets were closed. It was $5.85 per pound.
The issue is we don't have good service, so you're going to have to give me a second.
I can see if I can go to my... I just don't know if that kicks everybody off.
Yeah, let's not. The pinwheel of death.
There we go. What's it? $5.89 per ounce. Sorry, per pound. So we had to divide this by 16 because there's 16 ounces in a pound. And that means that each of these 1 ounce rounds has a spot value of 36 cents. 36 cents. So we need to figure out how many other copper coins will it take to get to 1 ounce of copper. And remember that these are 95% copper. And we're just going to throw 10 of them on because I've already done the math.
John's also in the house. Hey, John.
What's up?
If you want it to be lion, you must train with lions. Okay, well, it's lions. I thought my dyslexia went dragons. And yeah.
Dyslexia went dragons. So these 10 are 31 grams because that totally makes sense. In order to know it's copper, it has to be 3.11 grams. A little bit of wear shows you it's 31 grams. That times the 0.95% tells you that this is 29.45 grams of copper. So slightly over for these 10 cents. So that means that this has the same amount of copper as these 10. If you find these coin roll hunting or otherwise pay face value for them, that's a negative premium of, it was 36 cents is the melt value. So you're paying about a third of the price. Where this, if you're paying anywhere from $5 to $10, could easily be, shoot, what percentage would that be?
I don't know. I was reading
5
comments,
divided
not
by
paying attention to math.
0.36, 13 times the melt value for one of these if you pay $5. I know a lot of places online are charging 10. So at what point does it become reasonable? At what point does this, the premium on these, become possible to spend regular US dollars, because regular US dollars doesn't have copper, right? Well, that's actually incorrect, because these regular US dollars, like this one here, a $50 that you can actually order from the bank for 50 cents, has 91.67% copper. Even this $50, which is 11.23 grams, let's see, 11.23 grams.
Training with lions is impressed with your math skills.
Oh, really?
This is some crazy public math, Joseph.
Has 10.29 grams of copper, which if we divide that by the grams per ounce, which is 28.3, I want to say.
Sure.
Not as well versed in the avoirdupois ounce as the troy ounce, but let's just go with that. This is 0.3637 ounces of copper. 3.36 or 0.36. This is a third of an ounce of copper, which if you're well versed in your 90%, that number looks strikingly similar to the 90% half dollars, the amount of silver in a 90% half dollar, which is why I have my $1.40 here. If you're familiar with 90% junk silver, you know that $1.40 makes an ounce of silver. And here I'm going to prove that $1.40 in today's change, contains an ounce of copper. Right here is $1.40, and you have 31.74 grams. So we'll clear this. 31.74 grams. We have 91.67% is copper. So that's 29 grams, which is well over the 28.3 grams that it takes to make 1 ounce of copper. So y'all are out there trading $10. Let's see what this is. That's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, $10 worth of copper for your 1 ounce copper round. This $10 is 227 grams. Let's turn this back on.
Plug it in, plug it in.
It doesn't matter if it's $10 in Eisenhower dollars or $10 in anything, because you could trade those $10 for any of this Clad coinage. 227.16. We're going to multiply that by the percentage, and then divide that by the 28.3. So we're trading 7.3 ounces of copper, over or just under half a pound of copper, for this 1 ounce round.
That's nuts.
Right. And there are even people out there saying that
living
these
the dream is out.
he must be a fan of the copper bullion. People are saying that collecting these for the melt value would be too high of a premium. These are only about 3 times, or no, these would be 3 times their face value, which I guess would be the same as these. 3 times their face value, or 3 times the melt value for the face value. where these are something like 13.
Dang. Trading with Lion says you're better off trading for some actual coins because at least you can spend it if you need to.
Right. These you can spend. These you're able to take anywhere and spend as money. These you might be able to take to a coin shop and get melt value for. You're going to lose the premium right away. Eventually, these ones will be able to be traded as copper as soon as it is legal to melt the penny, melt these 1 cent coins. But likely they'll have to be bought by the pound. It takes about 150 of these to make a pound, 154 to be exact. So $1.54 for the nearly $6 to the pound. But another thing is world copper coins. Copper was used as a coin metal, just like silver and gold, actually way before silver and gold. Here I have some British pennies.
Trading with Lions wants to know, what is the collector value of a regular wheat penny?
A regular wheat penny goes for its copper value typically. A common date one will you might be able to get a full roll of them like this that contains 50 online for $5 or so. That's kind of like 10 cents per coin. And right now the melt value is near 4 cents.
Okay.
So
is, I think, came in a little bit in the middle of your conversation. He says, wait, I'm confused. Quick recap, please. So junk silver has copper?
Well, junk silver does have copper, but what I'm talking about is regular Clad coins. This is a...
What is Clad?
Clad is the new version of coins that has the copper in it. So it's copper nickel that is plated on a pure copper plug, I guess. Pure copper center. So these are regular coins you can get at the bank. Let me see if I have this is 2,000. $50, 2,000 that you can go to the bank and order $50. You can order either a box of $50, box of dimes, box of quarters. You could even order. The cheapest would be a roll of dimes.
And it's easy to
It'd be
figure out
$2.50 for
if they're Clad, because you can kind of see how.
Oh yes,
the copper.
You can see the copper right on the edge.
Yeah.
If this was junk silver, then the edge would be entirely silver across the edge, which I think I have some dimes right here. Here we go. Here's some silver dimes. These are Canadian ones, but let me pull out. I got some mercury dimes right here. So you can see, if I put this Clad dime right in the middle here, you can easily see which one is Clad. You can easily see that copper right on the edge. So today's not really quite about silver. Today is about stacking copper. Some people are interested in stacking copper because silver has a high price. And I guess this is a little bit of a warning to stay away from these copper bullions that have a huge amount of premium. So I did the math on this. The melt value, the spot value of 1 ounce of copper is 36 cents at the moment. 36 cents for an ounce of copper. And what I proved is that even just like the $1.40 of silver coins that makes up an ounce of silver, $1.40 of Clad coins is the same. It makes up an ounce, an avoirdupois ounce of copper. So these are regular Clad coins. You could get them in your pocket change today. And people are trading $10 worth of this for 1 ounce. Imagine trading $10 of 90% silver, $10 face of 90% silver, which is about 7.14 ounces of silver for 1 ounce of pure bullion silver. That premium just doesn't make any sense. Even my coin shop right now, they're offering, I think, percent of spot for 90% silver. If you were to and buy 1 ounce silver, even with the premiums, the way they are right now, I want to say it would still be somewhere around $2 face. So, right, it would be. It's a little bit irrational to be spending that on these 1 ounce rounds.
Okay, so VB Fisher says, so it's not a horrible idea to get a box or two of pennies from the bank for the copper to sit on it for a few years in case they're eligible to be melted in the future, say 10 to 20 years from now.
Absolutely. So let me grab one for you. Ugh.
He's getting up and returning in just a moment. We need some like elevator waiting.
All right.
He's back.
We'll do an experiment real quick. This is a 50-cent roll from the bank.
Oh.
I bought this before they minted the last penny.
Yep.
I want to say, September or so last year?
Yeah.
November?
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is open this up and see how much copper we have here.
Ooh. We used to play this game pretty much every Friday night.
Right, so it is hard to get a box.
Yeah.
However, you can still get rolls, and you don't have to have an account with that bank to get a roll. You can easily go a few rolls at a time. Go get you 5 rolls from one bank, another 5 rolls from another bank. Especially if you're already at the bank, you could get a few rolls.
Dang, training with Lions Bank gave him the stink eye. I will say, the Wood Forest
National Bank.
Yeah.
They do me pretty good.
Yeah.
That's a national bank.
Oh,
yeah.
It's National Bank?
National Bank.
Yeah.
All right, so I have here these coins, and we're just gonna go through these real quick. The year to look for is 1982. So here's 75. That's our first one.
Sweet.
So go ahead and start with some questions while I'm looking through these, and I'll even show if I find any which zinc ones I decide to hold on to.
VB Fisher said, thanks for clarifying. I completely understand what you're saying. And then Training with Lions just said his bank would be given stink eyes.
Yeah, I mean, I understand it's really that they don't want to do their job.
Yeah.
Even when I was ordering boxes from them, like they didn't go into the back and pull them all out.
When there's literally nobody in line or anybody in the bank.
Right. And the thing is that the distribution of these pennies has been halted. Mm-hmm. So the company that does this, I think this is Bricks, that rolls them up, are only distributing 1 or 2 boxes a day to banks, right? And they have businesses that require these so that they can maintain change and everything, right? So their priority. All right, so here's one I cannot read the date.
Let's
right?
See.
It might just be my eyes, but
it's probably your eyeballs. 2002.
Oh, 2002. But let me show you what we're looking for here. Something that you can do if you can't read the date is throw it on your scale. If it's 2.5 grams, then it is zinc. If it's 3 grams, then it's copper. So here you can see that. Hold on, the chat just went right over what I was looking at. This is 2.46 grams. This is zinc. And that's because in 1982, they changed from a copper, 95% copper penny that weighed 3.1 grams to a copper-plated zinc penny.
Here's water.
And they did that in 1982. That was the transition year. So all those need to be weighed or tested for further copperness. Weighing is the easiest way, but you can also tell just by dropping them or pinging them. Like if you can drop it on a desk or a table or something.
Oh, we got a few comments.
Okay, great.
Training with Lions said, I average about 30% copper pennies per roll when I was doing it. Did we ever keep track?
When I was doing it towards the end of last year, and I noticed it declined to about 20%. But yeah, 30%. But that also differs by area. I know some places that are closer to mints, like closer to Denver or Philadelphia, they obviously have newer pennies, so there's lower. The farther away you get from the mints, the higher that ratio ends up being.
Yeah.
So there are channels on YouTube that their entire channel is going through penny rolls, right? And sometimes they'd end up with twice as much in one box than I did, and that was their typical. So the further away you get from a mint, the more likely it is that it's going to have some copper.
All right, and then he also said, just know if you get rolls from the bank and if they don't look like the ones that you just showed, show them the ones from Brink.
Oh yeah, if they don't look like this,
then they have.
And they look like these.
Yep. They've probably been sorted through.
Right. So that's a gamble because sometimes these are people that have done what I just did. They'll take these and roll them back up and take them back to the bank to get their money back. Or these are people who have inherited very, very large collections and rolled them up and take them to the bank. So these are a bit of a gamble. I'd say probably 10% of the time you're getting a collection. Maybe even less than that. But when you do get a collection, they're often full of wheat pennies, steel cents, the much older, sometimes Indian heads. I have gotten a few rolls that were full of Indian heads. So those are a little bit more of a gamble, usually less plentiful than these. Yes. Or these.
John,
these ones.
Yes. John asked, so anything before 1982 is copper, ?
Yes. Any penny before 1982 has 95% copper. So this is what I found in that roll. Let's see. 7, right? So 7 out of 50 coins, that's 14%. And those 7 cost me 50 cents to get the whole roll. And it's 21.6 grams. So we talked about earlier, 10 of them makes an entire ounce, right? But the thing is, these really only cost me 7 cents because these I can spend, roll up, take back to the bank, put into a Coinstar or anything like that. Coinstar does take 12%. So if you can find one that's within your bank, usually the bank I go to, they only charge 4% if you're a member to that bank. Box and I roll them all up, it would take me about 2 hours. If I go to my bank and dump an entire box, those $25, 4% charges me $1. So those 2 hours, I'm saving $1. Yeah. I'd rather just take it to the Coinstar or to the machine. Of course, 12% is a little bit different. That's more like $3, but still 2 hours for $3. Yeah, so I get the zinc pennies. We'll get these out of the way and add these copper ones to the ones right here.
Sweet. Move the camera back.
Yeah, so we're gonna. I wanted to talk a little bit about some other copper coins, like these British pennies, right? So Great Britain made these large pennies all the way until 1967, and they made these pennies, these half pennies, and I have somewhere in here the smaller ones that are called farthings. That's a half penny. Here we go. Here's one. A farthing that was a fourth of a penny. What year is this one? 1903. So these also contain 95% copper, and even the farthing is a little bit larger than the US penny. And I know that some people have bags of these, just like this. I trade, but we didn't quite do it at weight. We looked at every coin, judged the general condition of these.
With Lions has a quick comment for what we just did.
Yes.
21 cents for those. You gain 14 cents in less than a minute. 200% gains.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the thing is these if I doubled it, right? 14 copper coins. Is that what you're saying? Or the 7 made 21 cents.
Yeah, 7 made 21 cents.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's the thing is as the copper price continues to go up, that return on investment is going to be going up once I am actually these. And the thing is, these are even now going for the per pound price when you get 150 of them. So if I did 7, how many rolls would it take to get 150? That's about 20 rolls.
Yeah.
I can take these same ones back to the bank and getting the same 50 cents worth. Let's say I did 1 roll a day. It'd take me about 2 weeks, right? But then I can trade that in for or sell it online for the $6 or even $10 that people are willing to pay online.
Yeah, it's nutsies.
I haven't actually done any of that. I used to sell individual pieces and wheat cents and stuff on Whatnot.
John would like to know, would you recommend smelting them down to a copper bar or just